D here with Grail Quest Books, and I just finished Will of the Many. So before I get into my thoughts, let's take a look at the actual book, and then we'll get into the others.
Okay, so let's look at the outside here. Hierarchy Book 1. James Arlington, The Will of the Many. Alright, see it without. Broken column. Alright, so let's take a quick look inside. Okay, so you got a map. Actually, two maps, one with the Katinan Republic, then Solavagus, the actual island academy. So that's really useful to know where he's going. Some contents. This is really helpful, especially starting out, knowing the ranks and how much the different ranks receive will from people, or a seed, I think is what if I remember correctly, is what they say. And you get into the book, but as you get further back, I don't want to spoil anything. So you've got major characters, there's a glossary, an appendix. So, yeah. There's quite a bit, enough to help you as you get through, to keep up with everything and to understand.
Alright, so really like this cover. I'm glad I got it. I know a lot of people liked the original, but I just, the Transvect, which I'm assuming that's what this is, really caught my eye on this one. It made me curious. The original cover, I kind of got the hint with the columns and everything, but this visual piqued my interest. Coming off of Red Rising, that starting with that and hearing the comparisons, seeing this really helped me differentiate what I was getting into. I mean, Darrow and Viss, they're different. I mean, they're both coming from loss. However, Darrow, I feel like he's all in, whereas Viss, his motivations are more conflicted, and I think it really adds to, besides the society and the hierarchy and this not being space related, his motivations really help differentiate him for me with Darrow. And speaking of this, I love how with the hierarchy and the different levels, especially when you first meet him, he knows when he's dealing with different members what they're capable of, and he knows what he's capable of. And I really loved that because it helped me flipping back to the different rankings as he was interacting with them, especially later in the book. I get to the end and didn't even have to look. I knew, so that was good. Good characters. That was one of the things that I liked about Red Rising, with Darrow going through playing undercover, meeting the members of Gold. But the same thing with Viss as he meets these people, but like Calidus and a few others. I really liked how it wasn't so black and white, especially as he starts meeting and having to interact at the academy. So yeah, really good characters. The conflict here is definitely more complicated. I mean, even when I was getting to the end, I was still questioning what the heck was going on, who was behind everything, and I'm waiting for the second one because I got the first 200 pages in. I'm reading Slump, not really feeling it. I'm interested in this and what's going on, but I was worried the first 200 pages that I was going to read this more out of obligation than actual enjoyment. But after the first 200 pages, I'm good. I flew through the rest. This is just shy of 700, and I think with the extras, with the prologue that's added at the end, it might be 700. and I flew through the around give or take 500 pages after those first 200, and a lot of that went away. Whatever I was worried about was gone, and I was invested, 100% invested with this and these different factions and the characters. And by the end, when a lot of stuff starts really hitting and the time at the competition and the stakes are raised, it was intense. And the ending, I'm gonna be honest, I'm still a little confused. I'm recording this not long after I've read it, and the confusion is like I kind of think I know from the very, very end, maybe, but I'm definitely gonna have to maybe do a little research into this. Probably gonna have to wait for answers, obviously, until the next one. But yeah, initial thoughts, solid book. Can't wait for the sequel. What do you think? Throw it in the comments. There's a globe somewhere if you want to keep talking about books with me. I would love to know what you think of The Will of the Many, and if you've read it, are you going to check in for the sequel or the second or whatever? Like, are you in for this, or one and done, couldn't finish? Love to know. Let me know in the comments. This is D with Girl Quest Books. Thanks for hanging out.